Okay, so rivers are starting to drop, starting to clean up. White bass are really starting to move in. Spawn's starting to take over. We're catching a lot of these fish throwing corks, bobbers, floats. They're all corks. They were originally called corks because back when people started coming around with them, they were made out of natural cork bark. Sometimes they were made out of wine corks. So when you hear me say cork, that's what we're talking about. Just a typical float, a bobber. You got a couple different kinds. You got two main kinds that we are throwing. I'm going to throw the 1.5 inch round. This is an inch. The ones I'm throwing for the white bass are just about a 1/2 inch bigger. They go in, you know, diameter. Weighted. You're going to look for a little piece of metal in the bottom of it. The reason we're throwing the round in the river, the current pretty swift in times. We're fishing eddies, but we're still dealing with a lot of current. Round is more buoyant, harder to go under. It stays afloat better. We're not using it so much to watch it go under. We're using it to keep the bait where we want it in the strike zone, and then filling the bite. But again, on the rivers, we want the 1.5 inch or 1 inch. Depends on what you're throwing, pound test line, rod, all that. I prefer 1.5 inch weighted for my rivers. For crappie in still water, we will throw little pear-shaped inches. We'll throw a lot of these in different sizes. A pencil, stick, depends on who you're talking to. I'm sure one of the names is right, one's wrong. It is what it is. These, like I said, more for still water, for when you're fishing for a fish that has a more sensitive bite, not going to pound it like a white bass will. These will stand up and go under much easier. The way you put all of these on is you just push right up here. When you push, that comes out. Wrap it around your line 2, 3, 4 times. Make sure, it goes back in there. And that's how you put them on. Like I said, crappie, calm water, white bass, swift water. We have some slip corks. So these haven't been used. You're going to put the line through here. Got bobber stops. The bead goes underneath it. I believe, I could be wrong on that. I need to look that up. I haven't thrown these a lot recently. But you put the line through the little black piece. Take that knot, slide it onto your line, pull the black piece off of your line and cinch this knot down. So then what happens, you can slide that knot up and down your line wherever you want it, 1 feet, 8 feet, 12 feet, and you can reel this into your reel. So what happens when you cast it, the bait starts to fall through and pull your line through the bottom of this. And when the stopper knot hits the top of the cork, it'll stop. So you're able to use this in deeper water. And then by reeling your jig head all the way back up to it, it gives you a much shorter length of line to throw. Because if you set this at 3 foot, you've got that, and then 3 foot of line to your jig head to make your cast. This turns into like one giant bait that helps with your accuracy, helps with your distance. Great on windy days, real currenty days when you're trying to sit close to brush and don't want your cork bobbed around a lot. And then again, when the fish are deeper, of course. These peg floats. So, just like it's called, you got this little peg on top. Your line slips right on through. After you put your line through, you take your peg it in place. Lighter, very, very buoyant. Great again for calm water, ponds, lakes, coves, stuff like that. Lighted bobbers. So we don't really throw much of these anymore. We used to throw them a lot. Lakes, coves, rattles. A couple of watch batteries. Right? Certain sporting goods stores will carry these, as a watch battery. If you can't find them, local jewelry store, Walmart, jewelry counter, a couple of cheap watch batteries, throw them in there. This thing will glow for 12 to 18 hours, depending. And we catch a lot of catfish doing that. Calm, dark nights. This is also just a big slip cork, you know, not on the line, big bead, line slows through. We'll throw these a lot of times in, you know, 20, 30 foot of water. We'll set them 18, 12, 15 foot deep. Just kind of depends on what we're doing. Something that I actually started doing last year that actually worked really well. It shocked me. At the Family Dollar, glow sticks, buck a piece, or a buck for 12. Use a bunch of different colors, not so much anymore. What we were doing, slip corking deep water at night, dark, no moon, duct tape, 2 glow sticks, and it lays perfectly flat. When the fish hits it, pulls it up. Now, where I did mess up on this one, when the fish pulls it up, you do want your sticks taped, extending past the top, not past the bottom. When they pull it under, your light's under. But still, it worked out. We were able to catch fish on it. Yeah. Trout size, pegged floats, tiny little. I don't throw them for trout a lot. Some people do. They work it. But so, all right, there it is, guys. Different corks, how we're fishing them. You have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Let me know. We'll talk about it, see if we can't get you helped out. At the end of the day, I hope this helps somebody. White bass starting to move in, crappie are starting to kick on. I've been catching a lot of largemouth on corks, looking for crappie. So everything's kind of biting right now. Everything's kind of moving. It's getting to be that time. I hope this helps somebody. Later.